Now, hopefully I can get this edited and fixed it. Fixed it. Can't even speak. It's also starting to rain. But hopefully I can get this video edited and it won't seem so out there. But I hope you get the gist of it. We're not dinosaurs. We are so much more than dinosaurs. Seriously? With all that we've been through and we're still here, maybe we are a dinosaur after all. Dinosaurs survived a lot, and it took something catastrophic to kill them. So, we're still here, so that catastrophic event has not happened yet. So, maybe we are part dinosaur after all. Okay, it's starting to rain, and I need another cup of coffee. Oh, and I'm working on a video. Authentic Cuban bread with a twist. The twist is my husband likes sesame seeds. So I found a pretty good authentic Cuban bread recipe about 6 years ago. My husband says it tastes pretty damn near close to what he ate as a little boy in Cuba and when he came to the States also. So except for the twist of sesame seeds, I'll be sharing an authentic Cuban bread recipe. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoy my pond and not seeing my face today. You know, the gray hair, the wrinkles, the lines, the loose skin on my neck. All right, everybody. Bye. Have a great day. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye. Hi, everybody. I'm Linda. Welcome to or welcome back to No Deliveries Here. My channel will focus on a lot of different things. Living off grid, we've been doing it for 26 years with a small solar system. Cooking, canning, preserving food, baking, how we do things off grid, how we went without a refrigerator for 25 years, what it's like living in a forest with the nearest neighbor about 6 miles away, the nearest one-lane road 3 miles away, and a 2.5-hour one-way trip to get to the nearest grocery store. Raising kids, 5 of them, before the age of technology. My channel will focus on a lot of different things, and I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, and come back. So, I have tried this video at least 8 times today. Keep messing up, screwing up, getting nervous, and I even downloaded an app to edit my videos, and I still get extremely nervous. So, now I'm sitting out at my pond, leaning up against a locust tree. It's gotten overcast and cloudy, big difference from a beautiful sunshining morning. So even at 41 degrees, it was still sunny. Now it's 64 and it's overcast and quite cool. So today's video, I'm not a dinosaur, and neither are most of you. I have heard our music, and I will be 65 in 2 months, our music referred to as grandparent music. We've been referred to as boomers, old-timers, and dinosaurs. That went through me for a loop. I'm not a T-Rex, and I'm not a velociraptor, although at times my temper has made me feel like that. So this morning, while I was enjoying the sunrise, drinking my coffee, and listening to the birds outside my kitchen window, I decided to write down why me and you, people of our generation, are not dinosaurs. And since I got so nervous while making this so many times, I'm just going to sit here and stare at the pond and read. So, I'm not a dinosaur. I think people would label me, and I detest labels, between the tail end of boomers and early Gen X. And there have been many times I've had to have the strength of a T-Rex or a raptor. I'm not a dinosaur. People our age, from their 50s, mid-50s, and up, are referred to as dinosaurs. We are so much more than the numerical number of our age, the lines and wrinkles of our face and hands, and our gray-white hair. I am not a dinosaur. My lines, my wrinkles, mean that I have lived a full life, with still more living to do. I have lived a life filled with joy, sorrow, happiness, hard times, anger, hurt, and more. My eyes have seen so much and shed tears of both hurt and happiness, joy and sadness, surprise and anger. Guess that's more than both. Those lines are at the corners of my eyes are a story of a life lived, of things seen, of so much. They're not just lines. They tell a story. My gray hair, I've earned every strand of that beautiful silver gray color. Those strands portray strength, knowledge, and experience. It's been said many, many times before that growing old is a gift not guaranteed for everyone. We are not dinosaurs. I've experienced so much in my very soon-to-be 65 years of age. Travel, books, advances in medicine, science, architecture, and more. I spent time in the military. I joined when I was 19 because I couldn't afford college anymore. Even back then, college was expensive. Trying to pay for an apartment, pay tuition, and work, I joined the military. We are not dinosaurs. I've seen Niagara Falls from the U.S. and the Canadian side. Went on the Maid of the Mist boat that took you around the falls and been in the caverns behind the falls. I've ice skated at Rockefeller Center and saw the Christmas tree lighting again at Rockefeller Center. I have also experienced the excitement of New Year's Eve as crowds gathered at Times Square. Luckily, we always left before the crowds got really crowded and the excitement always began. I've enjoyed the Macy's windows displays at Christmas time. Decades and decades ago, those were incredible displays at Christmas time. If you can find those, if you can Google Macy's Christmas displays, see if you can find those. The ones from the 60s and 70s were something truly to behold. I've enjoyed the Macy's Day Parade. That is something truly to behold also. So much in history that I've experienced. Kent State, women's rights, desegregation, Apollo missions, Challenger explosions. We are not dinosaurs. I remember the towers going up and seeing them fall. I remember riding bikes and attaching playing cards to the spokes of the wheels. Not everybody had a bike, so your friends, you shared your bike with them. That meant somebody on the handlebars, you on the banana seat, or on the back of the banana seat while your friend was doing the pedaling. Was it dangerous? Oh, hell yeah. Was it fun? Hell yeah. We had fun. And the playing cards made really cool sounds. I remember Coney Island in 1976, the 200th anniversary of our country. The displays, the ships, the fireworks, the crowds, the anticipation, the excitement, the potato knishes, and Italian ices. Coney Island, 1976. I remember Good Humor ice cream trucks. I remember Mr. Softy ice cream trucks. I'm not sure if these were everywhere, but they were in New York. Mr. Softy, you could get soft serve ice cream, vanilla, chocolate, or a mix in a soft serve cone with sprinkles, my grandmother's favorite. You could get banana splits, sundaes, milkshakes, malts, everything you could think of. I remember Dairy Queen and getting a dilly bar, and it was a huge dilly bar, and it only cost about 50 cents. Now, I think I don't even go to Dairy Queen, but I've seen that they're extremely small and much more expensive. So if you had the chance to experience Good Humor, Eskimo pies, creamsicles, what else? Ice cream sandwiches, or Mr. Softy, please comment below. Let's see. Oh, yes. All of that, we're not dinosaurs. Drive-in movies with a playground and kids in their pajamas. Who remembers that? You took a bath, you put on your pajamas, you packed some snacks, and you took off to the drive-in theater. You always got there before it was truly dark. There was a playground with swings and slides and seesaws, and kids would play while the parents hung out and had something to drink or grabbed some extra popcorn at the snack bar, the concession stand. It was actually called a concession stand. Then as it started to get dark, everybody would head back to their cars. You'd either climb on the roof or the hood. Your parents or Grandparents, aunts, and uncles would hook up the speaker, and you would settle in to enjoy your snacks, your sandwiches, some popcorn, and watch a movie. Most of the time, the younger kids would always fall asleep before the movie ended. I remember my travels, some just traveling and some with the military. I never did leave the country with the military, but I did when stationed at Fort Sam Houston. I did go into Mexico, and I have been in Canada. I've seen Toronto and Quebec and Fort Francis, so it was quite an experience. I've also been to the top of Mount Washington. I've seen the Old Man in the Mountain. I've seen the Green Mountains, the White Mountains, the Presidential Range, Franconia Notch. I've seen Mount St. Helens. I've been to Shea and Yankees. Oh, I also, the Adirondack Mountains also. I've been to Shea Stadium and Yankee Stadium. I've seen the baseball games there with my uncle and my grandparents when I was a kid. We didn't have microwaves. We had true TV dinners that you would heat in the oven. You'd peel back a corner of the foil. It was a layer of aluminum foil over a aluminum tray that had little compartments, and you had like Salisbury steak, chicken, meatloaf, and then you had a little container that had mashed potatoes, corn or peas and carrots, cinnamon apples, and maybe a brownie or something. But you would peel the corner back, throw it in your oven, and take it out. That was our version of microwave dinners. They were TV dinners in an aluminum tray, cooked in the oven. We're not dinosaurs. Our video games, we had Atari, Pac-Man, Q*bert, Pitfall, Space Invaders. Our books, the ones that I remember from my childhood, Judy Blume. And I don't remember the author, but she wrote the Henry, Ramona, and Beezus books. Hilarious. I loved those as a kid all through elementary school. Those are just a few. There were many more. Music. I saw my first concert at 16, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne in his prime. I'd also seen Kansas. I grew up listening to the best music. Words that were actually written by the groups, instruments that were played by the groups, and I don't really recall much lip syncing. They call it grandparent music. I call it the best music. Alan Parsons Project. The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Grateful Dead. So many more. The Monkees. Who remembers the Monkees? Daydream Believer. Herman's Hermits. I'm Henry VIII, I am. So we had music. We had books. We had TV dinners. But we're not dinosaurs. Let's see. The gas embargo of 72. The gas and oil embargo. Lines stretched for miles, and you would wait for hours to get a couple of gallons of gas. Yep, I remember that. I remember the Great Blackout in the 70s in New York. Luckily, my aunt, her apartment, who I lived with, it was on the first floor. Thank goodness we weren't on the 6th floor because the elevators were out. It's carrying groceries and everything up 6 flights of stairs would have been a chore. So the oil embargo of 72 and the Great Blackout in the 70s. Let's see. What about our TV shows? Saturday morning cartoons, The Jetsons, The Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Boris and Natasha. And our TV shows, Bewitched. I loved Endora. Samantha's mother, when I was a kid, I was going to grow up and be Endora. I was going to be a feisty woman who put her foot down and wore vibrant colors, especially purple. And yes, I feel like I've reached my dream. I'm part Endora and part Morticia. So let's not forget the Addams family, Morticia and Gomez. Gilligan's Island. I relate to Gilligan's Island a lot because while it doesn't take 3 hours, just getting from my driveway to the parking lot of a Walmart is pretty much a 2 hour and 15 minute to 2.5 hour tour. One way. So that was fun. Those old shows, there were so many of them. Let me see, what else? Oh, how about this? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? That was how the TV signed off at night. We didn't have 57 channels, we didn't have 77 channels, and we sure didn't have 200 and some odd channels. Because no matter how many channels you have now, it still seems like there's nothing to watch. We had a few channels, and it was at 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? How about Woolworths? Does anybody remember Woolworths? My grandmother, my dad's mom, wonderful Scots-Irish woman. She worked the lunch counter at Woolworths after my dad's dad died. I could go to Woolworths and get a malt or a milkshake, walk a few feet away and visit the pet department. Canaries, parakeets, goldfish, what else? I think they had angelfish and like some guppies and hamsters and gerbils. And they also had those little turtles that you could get. They were about the size of a $50, maybe a little bit bigger. And you could get a little plastic swimming pool for them with a little palm tree sticking up on the dry part. So you put water in the lower part and the palm tree set up on a little hump in the plastic thing. Yep, we weren't dinosaurs. It was different back then, but we're definitely not dinosaurs. No way. Let me see. And the funny thing is, my husband used to go to Woolworths also and hang out in the pet department in Manhattan. And it's really odd. We both grew up. He grew up in Manhattan, and I grew up in between Brooklyn and Queens. And the funny thing is, we didn't meet until we were both in Florida. I was on leave from the military, so we were probably passing each other as kids, and we never even knew it. Let's see. What else do we have? Just keep remembering, we're not dinosaurs. We are a wealth of information, stories, experiences, and knowledge. The lines, wrinkles, gray hair, and calluses are a book waiting for someone to open and read. Tech is good, but so are the old ways. GPS is fine, but if you're out hiking and you don't get a signal or your phone dies, can you find your way using a compass? I bet most people can't. They depend on GPS. If your power's out, can you preserve your food? Can you hem your clothes, sew a button? Can you grow food when the shelves in the stores are getting bare? Can you enjoy a meal with friends and family without taking 24 pictures of your food before sitting down to enjoy the meal and the company? We are not dinosaurs. We are not dinosaurs. We are not afraid of tech or change. It's just that, don't pass us by when hard times come, and those times are getting... We're not dinosaurs. We don't fear tech or change. We have a wealth of information. And when hard times come, look to us because chances are we have the information. Don't call us dinosaurs. Please don't. Hard times are getting closer and closer. You'll wish that you spent time with us so-called dinosaurs. My hands will soon be dirt-stained, and no matter how many times I wash them and clean my nails, they will still seem dirty. That broken nail? Tomato cage accident. That blister? Digging in the garden. That smile? Nothing beats the taste of a fresh tomato just picked from the vine. It's finally garden time, and our seeds are already started. The cycle and seasons of life keep turning and keep going no matter what. My life has been up, down, and sideways. An abusive childhood. Thank goodness for grandparents and aunts and uncles. College. Joining the Army at 19 to get my education and degrees because college was expensive, even back then. An abusive ex-husband, idiot. The only thing that came out of that were 3 of my 5 children. Now, I have married my best friend, 41 years and counting. He loves me. And not only loves me, he likes me. He puts up with my PTSD, my sadness, my crazy ideas. He puts up with it. It's not only about loving somebody, you have to like them, flaws and all. The lines, wrinkles, gray hair, calluses, like so many my age, tell so many wondrous stories. That's a song by the group, Yes, by the way. We are a living, breathing, walking, talking wealth of wisdom, knowledge, and experiences. Look past the lines and wrinkles, look to the eyes, and see our stories. The memories of my children being born and growing up, and yes, contributing to the gray hair, my grandchildren, these are what matters, not the latest trend or fad, the next new upgrade, bigger screen, TV, etc. Take time to learn from us that are called boomers and dinosaurs. But do you really want to call us dinosaurs? You might be surprised. We are the original Wikipedia. You might find out a few things and realize you even like us. Just please don't call us dinosaurs. We are so much more than that.